Well, USANA family, I cannot believe we're already to the Americas and Europe convention, and we're here in this workshop building your USANA business. Now, this is something that I'm passionate about. I'm excited to hear what our two leaders have to say to help us develop some strategies and develop some goals and some tips to growing our USANA business. We have Diamond Director Anna Lozano, who has been with USANA for over 10 years. She's going to talk to us about the benefits of having a USANA business and some strategies as well, specifically to building online. Michael Callejas, a 3-star Diamond Director from the United States. He's going to be giving us some tips and strategies to setting goals and how we can accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, right? Accomplish those goals, have success. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say. Get ready to learn a lot. Thank you so much, Anna, Michael. Appreciate your time. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Nate, for the incredible introduction. I am so excited to be here. Convention 2021. I can't believe how fast time goes by. I started USANA in 2010. It's been an incredible 11 years, and I'm so excited to share with you some strategies to build your online business. So where I want to start off is the overall benefits, because as USANA distributors, we have to have unshakable belief in ourselves, in the company, in the products, and in the industry. And when we have this unshakable belief, our authenticity will sell for us. So that's where we're going to start, because if you're new to the business or maybe you have some ups and downs, maybe we need to make some tweaks and really increase that belief. So here are the benefits of building your USANA business. Now, we know in March 2020, when the world shut down, people were even more so looking for optimal wellness and optimal health solutions. USANA manufactures the highest quality products, and so we have an answer to what they are seeking. So this is incredible. We are adding so much value to the marketplace with the products that we have to offer. Now, low startup investment. I want everyone to put on their entrepreneurial hats because we need to think like CEOs. Now, I started another company. I started a startup, and that company cost us $30,000 per person to launch the business. With USANA, you're starting an online global business for 380 Canadian dollars. How crazy is that? So I want you to fall in love with this idea that you are a global entrepreneur at an extremely low startup. When people feel this enthusiasm, they're going to want to know more. Now, time flexibility. Many of us start this business doing other things, maybe working full-time careers, maybe being stay-at-home moms, maybe we're students. Whatever our current situation is, a USANA business allows us the time flexibility to build an additional income stream, to create optimal health and wellness in our own time, incorporating it into our current lifestyle. That's pretty phenomenal. Now, the other thing too as entrepreneurs is we are the sales and marketing engines of this business. USANA takes care of the rest. We don't have the headaches of manufacturing the highest quality products in the world. We don't have to deal with the shipping and all the shipping delays that are happening around the world these days. All the IT, all of the videos, all of the customer service, that is done for us. So we need to remember that our responsibility is sales and marketing. And to be honest, for me, that's the fun part. So we're going to dig into that just in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about building online. Now, the other incredible thing that a USANA business comes with is community. You are surrounded with like-minded individuals around the world who value health, who value quality, who value freedom, who have very similar core values. And this is priceless. The other thing too is personal development. I actually entered into the world of personal development in 2010 when I started USANA. So this is a gift that keeps on giving, but all of these benefits we need to constantly be reminded of and have them at the forefront, because these are what builds the unshakable belief in this incredible opportunity that we have at our fingertips. Now the question is, are you leveraging it? Have you truly fallen in love with your business? Are you taking steps every single day to grow it? If not, check check all the benefits and make sure that you've truly understood them and you've truly fallen in love with them. So let's talk about the benefits of building an online business. Now, when I started USANA in 2010, everything was IRL. In real life, we spent a lot of money and a lot of time meeting people for coffees and coffee dates, having to drive to the coffee shop, then do a whole presentation for the customer or the business partner. Today, we are living in the digital era. We can leverage online, we can leverage social media, and we're saving time and we're saving money. Now, the thing is, we're not the only ones that know the secret. So we need to be conscious content creators. We need to remember that we're the sales and marketing engines of this business, but we need to get creative. And so the more that we build up our belief, the more that we see our businesses growing step by step, the more our passion and enthusiasm is going to grow, the more we're going to show up online. So there's so many benefits to us owning a global online USANA business. And the first thing is, there's about 4 billion people using social media and growing online businesses today. This is huge. This is a free marketing tool. And by us starting a USANA business, we have access to it, which is tremendous, which is incredible. But we need to remember that it's up to us to own our business, show up consistently, and really have fun with it. Because authenticity is what sells today. So we know that USANA provides the product, and we need to create the content. So I'm going to dive into that in just a few more seconds. Now, we can leverage social media for so many different ways, but connecting with like-minded individuals who become our potential customers and potential business partners is my absolute favorite way to leverage this. And then we have the excitement to really take this opportunity of connecting with like-minded communities and build like-minded communities. So I love leveraging Facebook to create reset challenges or sip and scrubs and all of these incredible ways to, for me personally, to connect with like-minded women, which is my ideal customer avatar, and really expand this business. So let's dive a little bit deeper into leveraging online and leveraging social media as a strategy to build your business. Now, I do come across individuals who are like, well, Anna, I'm too nervous to be on social media. I don't want to be on social media every single day. Now, trust me, I'll be the first one to tell you that I am so excited to eventually be off the grid and eventually be off social media. But guess what? I'm not there yet. In order for me to do that, I need to build a 100% referral-based USANA business. This takes time. So right now, I am leveraging the billions of people that are on social media, that are waiting for my message, and that are looking for the products that we have to offer. So in March 2020, when the world shut down, I decided to leverage Instagram. Now, there's different social media platforms. What I want you to do is to find your passion. That's what's going to work the best for you. I love Instagram because I have years on Instagram already. I have a nice, solid foundation of followers, and I decided to get a lot more consistent with Instagram stories, a lot more consistent with Instagram Reels. Now, the way the Instagram algorithm works is they're actually favoring Reels today. So it's an incredible fun way to get content creative and put out those Reels, which we know are going to reach more people. And then I do posts, but I don't do them as often as I do the other ways. So stories, as well as Reels. Now, there's some incredible USANA distributors who are doing incredible Reels. Deanna Powell is someone from Mexico. I love watching her Reels. Tessa Romero from the States does incredible Reels who reach like over 1 million views. We have Krista Relba in Canada, as well as Ali Aruda, Inspire and Move. So find your people. Find USANA distributors that are doing content that excites you. And it's not about you copycatting or you doing what they're doing. It's you looking for examples and ideas to make your own and then become that conscious content creator. I'm going to keep saying that because we have access to billions of people on social media, but we need to show up, and we need to do it authentically. So my suggestion here is find USANA distributors who you look up to, who you love their content, and start making your own. Use that as examples, but step into your authentic power, step into your authentic voice, and start sharing. We want to see you on social. So here's some stats. Over 1 billion users on Instagram, over 2.85 billion users on Facebook. Then there's TikTok. I haven't even gotten to TikTok. I decided that Instagram's going to be the platform that I'm going to build my USANA business off of. So choose your platform, get excited, and show up. We want to see your beautiful voice, and we want to hear the information that you have to share. So different ways to leverage social media, storytelling. So today what I'm finding on social is that people are not looking to be sold to. People are looking for information. They're looking to be educated. They're looking for fun and exciting content. That's how you get people hooked on. That's how you get people sharing and sending your content to other people. That's what creates engagement, and that's how you get more views. So storytelling, what can you do? Share your customer testimonials, share your business partner testimonials, share USANA Instagram content. They have some incredible content coming out every single day. Go to USANA's Instagram and find product information or product posts that you love and share it. So for me, what's really been working is education. I love to take one product that I focus on for 5 days in a row. Remember, consistency with social media, consistency with showing up and educating around USANA, but also consistency within a product. So I don't talk about a product for 1 day. I love to expand it out to 5 days and share every single day different information, testimonials about that specific product, okay? So remember, everyone is trying to sell online. How are you going to stand out? This is really important for you to find that voice and find what drives you and what's exciting for you. I'm going to keep saying it because that's what it's all about. Now, videos. USANA has incredible videos that we can leverage. We can share those videos online. I personally love to use the videos as a follow-up tool. So when I'm on my Instagram stories and I'm doing polls, maybe I'm educating on the probiotics, then I link it to Ask the Scientist, then I do a poll, who's interested in learning more, or do you currently take a probiotic? I do a poll. I use that IG story poll as my follow-up tool. I then look on who's voted, and then I follow up with them. I love to then follow up with a YouTube video from USANA's YouTube channel, or I love to follow up with an Ask the Scientist article, really depending if someone loves to watch content or they love to read content. So again, know your customers, know your customer avatar, and speak to them. Okay? Now, the incredible thing is USANA's marketing department goes above and beyond to make sure that we have tools and we have content to already leverage. Take those, make it your own, and share it consistently with your audience. Remember, there's billions of people on social media. You now own a global USANA business that allows us to build this business on 30 minutes, 60 minutes a day, whatever your time frame is. We want you to be consistent. We want you to experience the magic of owning a USANA business and connecting with billions of people around the world. Imagine just a tiny fraction of those individuals became your customers. Where would your business be? So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to see you online. Tag me on your IG Reels, tag me on your IG stories. I'll reshare them, but I want you to get creative. I want you to remember that we are the sales and marketing engines of this business, and authenticity sells. So get excited, get creative, and get out there and show up online consistently. So I hope that you'll be able to leverage some of these strategies that I just shared with online. I'm going to hand it over to my partner, Mike Callejas, who's going to take you through setting and achieving your goals.
All right, thank you, Anna, very much for that information. It's very helpful. Hopefully people got a lot out of that. So now I'm going to do my part. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the Elevate promotion and how to really utilize this to build your business. Sometimes when you're getting started in something like this, you kind of want to have a direction or a roadmap, something that you can kind of, focus on, and then start setting smaller goals to reaching those bigger goals. So when I first got started in USANA 15 years ago, one of the big promotions that we had was the Gold Retreat. And the Gold Retreat, for those of you guys who don't know, is a retreat where if you maximize one business center 4 weeks in a row, you get invited to the corporate office, and they basically take you, behind the scenes. You meet the management team, you meet the owners, you get to kind of see who's really making things happen, within the USANA organization. And when I got involved, that was what I was focusing on. So I worked really, really hard towards that. Over the years, USANA has evolved. And with that, their promotions and the way they recognize their leaders has evolved too. And I think the Elevate promotion, in my opinion, is a lot better than Gold Retreat was. It's something that everybody could qualify for. So even if you're starting just now or you've been involved in the business for a few years, you can really, really set your sights on the Elevate promotion. So let's give you guys a couple of tips on how you guys can work towards that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a daily method of operation. And what that basically means is, what's your schedule looking like? I think sometimes people are like, if I'm going to build my business, what am I going to do on a daily basis? Or I get the question, right? Mike, what do you do on a daily basis? Right when you wake up, what do you do? And there's a lot of things that you can do. Of course, everybody does it different. There's no real right or wrong answer. But for me personally, my daily method of operation includes approaching people. Right? So prospecting, whether it's online or in person. Another thing that I like to do is follow up, just following up on people that I spoke to in the past. Another thing is just getting the deals done. Sometimes people need a little bit of a nudge to make their purchase. So I'll let them know if there's like an incentive or there's a promo that USANA is throwing out. I educate my customers or my potential customers that I'm following up on what's available. And then I'll let them know, let's get that order placed for you. And then the last thing that I want to do is I want to maybe ask for referrals. Sometimes if you have a customer, you can always throw that question out there, right? Just say, hey, if you know anybody who's looking to improve their health, or if you know anybody who's looking for some health products, please, don't hesitate to send them my way. So those are just a couple of things that I do. Now, let's just say you're already doing that, right? Or you've kind of gone through all of the people on your initial contact list. Now, your contact lists are usually friends, family members, people that are very close to you, people you talk to on a daily basis. If you've kind of gone through all of that already, sometimes I think within this business, it feels kind of like I've spoken to everybody that I know. I don't know who else to talk to. Well, during this time, I always think it's important to kind of reconnect with people. Sometimes there's people in your sphere of influence that you don't talk to on a regular basis, or maybe you haven't seen in years and years, right? So with social media, it's always nice to kind of go out there and just, throw them like a little, hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Or hey, what's up? What's new? So spend some time throughout your day doing that too. Just reaching out and reconnecting with people that you haven't seen in a while. I've always found that's very helpful, and that kind of keeps people in my pipeline, people that I can approach, offer products to, etc. Another thing that I kind of do through my daily method of operation is I look at people who have already tried the products. So sampling the products out for me is huge. I think sometimes we can kind of get a little too complicated with this business. We want to explain the business versus letting people experience the business or experience the product. So explaining the products, you really have to know a lot about health, nutrition, science, etc. After 15 years personally, I understand a little bit of the science, but I don't have a background in like nutrition or a PhD or anything like that. So for me, I always let the products do the work. Like I said, I always think it's easier to get somebody to experience USANA versus, understanding USANA. So giving people samples, that's something that I do on a daily basis. I either contact people and ask them, hey, you know what? My company's got these cool products or a new product if there's something new coming up. And I say, I just want to get a few people to try it out and get some feedback. Do you mind trying some products out? That's a very, very easy approach, very low impact, doesn't take a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of training. And it's something that after 15 years, I'm still doing on a daily basis. So I think it's important to get out there and let people experience the products or experience USANA. So weekly goals, right? I think by the end of the week, you kind of want to have an idea of like what you're trying to accomplish. Like, is there a certain mark you're trying to hit? And a lot of people, they're like, well, I want to make income or I want to make X amount of dollars or whatever the case may be. I think Elevate kind of keeps you focused on just staying focused on the task at hand. So to qualify for Elevate, you need a minimum of 8,500 personally sponsored points. I'm going to get into a little bit more about what that means. But 8,500 points within a 6-month period. So I feel like there's plenty of time to do that. There's 2 Elevate promotions every single year. So you're able to qualify for, at least 2 of them per year. But 8,500 points in a 6-month period, I think it's doable. But the only thing is, the sooner you start, the better, right? You don't want to wait until the last minute. How many points is that per month? It's about 1,400 points per month. And remember, anybody can qualify for this. So keep these things in mind. These are the strategies, right? Every customer counts. Every enrollment counts. And every auto order counts. So what does that mean exactly? So what I mean by every customer counts is if you personally enroll a customer who's purchasing products in this company, that counts towards Elevate. Remember, you got to do 8,500 points in a 6-month period. So if you get one customer that orders 100 points or 50 points or any amount, that's counting towards that total. Now, what if you have a customer who later decides, hey, I want to promote the products too, and they decide to become a USANA associate? This is somebody who wants to sell the products too. So if you have somebody in your network or on your prospect list that wants to become an associate, you can enroll that person to become a distributor or an associate in USANA. And that person is now out there selling the products just like you. But their initial purchase, when they first enroll, that counts. Those product sales count towards your Elevate promotion. All right, so that's pretty simple, right? Easy to understand. So I think when people think about Elevate, they're like, man, I have to keep closing all these customers or closing all these distributors to qualify for this. And I tell them that's not necessarily true. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the customers that you get to buy the products and the associates that you enroll who are also consuming products, you want to make sure that both of those are consuming products on a regular basis that, meet their health needs, right? So every reorder they do also counts for your Elevate promotion. And I think that makes it definitely a lot more doable, right? Because if they're consuming products on a monthly basis, let's say you enrolled an associate and that person is consuming products for him or her and their family members. Let's just say they're doing 200 points. Can you imagine if they're doing 200 points a month for 6 months? That's 1,200 points just with that one person consuming products that will help you qualify for your Elevate bonus. So I look at that and say, wow, if you only had maybe 6, 7, 8 people doing that, then it would be a slam dunk, right? Easier said than done. But the whole point is taking care of those people that you bring in, making sure that they understand the value of the product, obviously making sure that they're taking the product. And that's another thing that you can kind of work into your daily method of operation. I'll give you guys a quick story. So my mom, right? My mom, she's known about USANA for 15 years. But it just turned out that this last year, she finally got on top of things. During the whole lockdown, I spent more time with my family. And I was on top of my mom and telling her like, hey, are you taking your supplements? And I'd be like, are you taking your supplements? And she would always be like, oh, I forgot, or, oh yeah, I'll take it later. And I'd be like, hey, take them right now. So it's crazy because throughout the time that I've been spending a lot more time with my parents or with my mom in particular, it's weird how she's developed the habit and now she's taking it. And I noticed that her order is a lot more regular. You know what I mean? Like she's taking them out. She's calling me like 3 days before saying, hey, my products are going to be ordered, right? So it's cool to see that. Maybe you want to work that into your daily method of operation. Maybe you're sending a text message to some customers, just letting them know like, hey man, I just want to check in on you and just make sure that you're taking your supplements. I know it's easy to forget. It's just a little extra that you can do. It's that added value. I always think about like, what is our role as associates in USANA? It's to add value to the experience. You think about customers, right? They can buy products from online, right? They can buy products from Amazon, buy products from different companies, whatever the case may be. So why would they buy products through us? Obviously the high quality supplements, etc. But on top of that, you're adding that extra little value. And just a phone call or a text message saying, hey, don't forget to take your supplements, I want to make sure you're on top of that. That's a little added value that you can provide. So just letting you guys know, all the initial order counts and all of the reoccurring orders count towards Elevate. So, take advantage of that. So don't wait till the last minute to start working. Make sure you download the app too. I think a lot of times people are always like, well, I don't know how many points I have or how far am I from this? When you look at your, on your hub, you download the application, just go to the app store if you're on an iPhone or, whatever phone you have, just download the app. Of course, log in through your associate account. And now that you're on your app, you can see there in real time how many points you have towards Elevate. So I think that's pretty cool, right? It's like it pops up right away, right when you log in. So you're encouraged to continuously like, okay, I got 1,000 points. Let me get a few more hundred today. Let me do a few more hundred tomorrow, etc. So that's the way I think you need to work this business. You need to kind of be on top of things. You need to look at what your goal is and work towards that goal every single day. I think that's a big plus. Okay? Now, let's talk about this really quick. The hunter and the farmer mentality. I want to bring this up just really quick, It's like a philosophy thing, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and I think sometimes people come into this business and they have this hunter's mentality. They want to go after it. They want to close everybody. They want to get everybody to sign up. And if somebody doesn't sign up, they're just like, all right, forget you, next, They have this mentality of like, some will, some won't, so what, next. And that might work for some people, and that's cool, so I'm not knocking it, But in my philosophy and my personal beliefs, I always think it's better to have a farmer's mentality. You plant seeds with some people, and then you cultivate those seeds and it grows into something. So it's not just going after people and trying to close every single person, and if they don't, you're just moving on to the next person. If somebody says no, just say, hey, thanks a lot for hearing me out. Maybe in the future, 3, 4, 5 months down the line, things will change. So just keep me in mind. If you're ever going to buy health products, dude, I just hope you consider me. That's the farmer's mentality. You're planting a seed. So don't let a no discourage you. Don't let a no sway you. I think if you ever hear a no, my biggest tip is if you hear a no, still thank that person. Say, hey, thanks for being honest with me. Thanks for letting me know. But if things ever change, if you're ever going to consider buying a health product, dude, please consider buying it through me. Okay? I'd really appreciate that. And then keep in touch with them. Don't let it be something where like after they said no and you said that, you never speak to them again until 4 months down the line. I think that's kind of sketch, Sometimes people feel used. I know I do if people call me and talk to me like that, or if they're trying to sell me something and then like after that, they never call me again. They don't call me. They don't text me. Like nothing, no communication whatsoever. That always makes me feel like, man, you just want me to be your customer and that's it. Like you didn't really care about me, So my whole philosophy is having that farmer's mentality. A farmer's mentality is you planting that seed and you're watering it. How often? As often as it needs, right? If it's like daily, then you're watering that plant daily. You're giving it the nutrients, the fertilizer, everything. So you're tending to all of those seeds the same. Not all of them are going to grow, but as a farmer, your job is to tend to all of them the same so that the ones that do grow, you spend more time with them, right? And I think that's the difference. Sometimes if somebody says yes, you spend more time with the yeses, but you don't spend any time with the nos. I think you should always kind of be in touch with everybody, whether it's a yes or a no. I always feel like no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. That's just the way that I see it. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a difference in perspective with how you're building your business, Don't just have that hunter's mentality. Have that farmer's mentality. This business is a long-term thing. Those reoccurring orders are what you're looking for, and that's something that builds up over a long period of time. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not something that you're going to build overnight. So you want to make sure that you're always following up and tending to those prospects and customers. All right, Executive Summit. So the Executive Summit is something it's challenging. It's tough. However, it's still possible. It's something that you can do. Usually people that work for this, they have some reoccurring orders already. They've pushed, they've qualified for Elevate, and now it's kind of like, where do you go from there? So if you've qualified for Elevate, I always think to myself, what's the next step? So let's just say you were working this business, you worked really hard, and you qualified for Elevate. So you went on the vacation, you're able to bring one person, so it's you plus one, which I think is pretty cool. Let's say you bring your spouse or your best friend or a cousin, relative, whatever it is. And let's say you show up at the Elevate event. And now that you're at Elevate, you think about some of the associates that you have back home, right? What would you do? I think my biggest focus, which it was in the very beginning, was getting everybody to qualify for the promotion then, which was Gold Retreat, right? So now I think I want to get everybody to qualify for Elevate. That's the focus for me. So I've obviously qualified, and now I want to get others to qualify. The cool thing about Elevate, though, is that Elevate is every 6 months. So even if you qualified for it in the first 6 months of the year, that doesn't mean that you automatically go the next 6 months, right? You got to qualify for it every 6 months, which I think is great because that shows who's working. So my goal every single year is just to qualify for the Elevate. That's all I want to do. That keeps me accountable. That keeps me sharp. That keeps me focused on my goals day in and day out. So if you're qualified for Elevate, the next goal, in my opinion, would be get 4 of your associates to qualify for Elevate. Now, if you're working towards that, right, you're getting people, you know what it takes. It's challenging. You're doing it. And now you're able to push your associates to do the same. Sometimes if you're not doing it yourself, it's kind of hard for you to push someone else to do something. But if you're pushing for Elevate, believe me, you're going to have more posture in your voice. You're going to have that firmness, and you're going to say, hey, man, I got 600 points this week. Like, what's up? Like, where are you at? Let's get you 600 points this week. Let's work on some customers. Let's work on some follow-ups, etc. So I recommend leading by example all the time. And if you get 4 people to qualify for Elevate, I think that's kind of like a good strategy to get you to qualify for Executive Summit. Executive Summit means that you're making 600 CVP every week on average for 13 weeks. So if you have people running for Elevate, are points coming in every single week? I mean, they should be, right? If everybody's pushing towards Elevate, you're probably going to see some volume flowing up through your business week in and week out. So I think that's a good focus, right? Just getting people to qualify for Elevate should get you towards, on the right direction at least, or should get you moving towards the Executive Summit. So that's the recommendation for me. I think it's keeping it pretty simple. And I want to close with this. What's the long-term goal in this business? I mean, there's always, of course, people have different goals. I look at the Emerald rank in USANA as being a very good position to strive for, and that's going to put you, in a very, very good position within this company. That's a leadership position in this company. You're earning a solid income at that level. And what does it take to accomplish something like that? It's everything that we've talked about, If you look at this tree here, if you have your 3 business centers, I would say if you get 4 people to qualify for the Executive Summit, that should put you in the direction towards Emerald Director. And Emerald Director, I'm not going to lie, that's a great position to shoot for. So definitely keep that on your list. Keep that on your sights, something that you're working toward long term. So I basically broke it down for you guys, right? You have three steps. You want to make sure you start off with Elevate. That's your first step towards leadership, right? Get that vacation, start meeting some other leaders in USANA, obviously feel that reward, right? And then the next step, get people to qualify for Elevate. And as you get them to qualify for Elevate, 4 people, I would say, that should get you in the direction of the Executive Summit. And then moving down the line, long term, shooting for that Emerald Director position, getting 4 people to qualify for the Executive Summit. And that's the way you do it. That's a little roadmap. That should keep you focused. So now it's all about where are you at right now, whether you're in the qualifying for Elevate, Executive, or moving on towards Emerald. The crazy thing, though, is that no matter where you are in this business, I would say still qualify for Elevate because it's every 6 months. So that should keep your skills sharp. So be sure to log onto the hub and check for the next qualification period for Elevate. Thank you guys very much for your time and good luck on building your business.
Wow, Anna, Michael, thank you so much for sharing those tips. I know everybody who's watching, you've taken something away, whether it was finding your passion, storytelling, something that Anna talked about growing online. And if you're growing online, what tweaks can you make? And if you're not growing online, start today. What are you going to do to start today? Michael, you focused on Elevate. Thank you so much for taking us through this on how to achieve those goals. So let's start taking action on what we learned today, and hopefully we can start achieving our goals and growing on social media.